Hey guys, today I'm speaking again with Yevheniia Kovalievska. I spoke with her for the very first time about 9 days ago when she was still living in Kharkiv. That's when the Russian troops had just invaded the city. About 4 days ago, she fled the Ukraine. She joined the exodus of 1.7 million people from the Ukraine to neighboring countries. She's now in Germany, and today I want to have a conversation with her to see how she's doing, what her journey was like, and what her plans are for the future. Yevheniia, how are you?
I'm okay, but compared to the first interview, my mental health is worse, even though I'm in a safer place. But the first interview was made when it felt like it just it's going to be for a couple of days, that it's not going to be more and more serious. That that time people didn't die that much, kids didn't die, my city was still how to say existing. Now it's totally destroyed, and generally everything feels as it's the end of the world. Sometimes we are losing so many people.
Do you know anyone who died?
Personally, I don't know, but right now, like my president said, is 52 children died already. 52 innocent children, apart from all older people, but children for no reason.
Right.
For no reason. It's very sad. It's very emotional for me because since I have a child,
Right.
anything what I hear about children makes me cry. So this is very sad.
And what triggered you to leave?
I started feeling, first of all, that it's like I started just feeling like my instincts started saying that this is not just for a couple of days. That's every day becoming worse and worse. And uh, I was scared that I might be stuck in city without electricity, heating, water, all these things. And apart that, I saw that there is no food in the shops. Like it's hard to get the normal food, and it's not the problem is not that Ukraine doesn't have food. The problem is that they can't bring it to the city because the roads are bad or they're blocked.
Right.
Like really, people are starving
And when
sometimes. Like it
were you able to go to the supermarket though?
like one of the day, maybe on the third day, my mom went to the supermarket, and she couldn't you can't buy normal food anymore. At least at my district, you couldn't buy normal food. You could only buy some sugary stuffs, like some snacks. And like you can't buy rice, you can't buy spaghetti, you can't buy meat, nothing like that. You can't buy milk, you can't buy like food. You can only buy snacks. But she could buy some snacks, at least something. I had some still food which we prepared before, but not so much. It could last 2 weeks, maximum months, if we will economize. But I don't know what will be next. I can't.
Right.
I couldn't feel okay that I'll just sit and wait. No, I decided to do something.
Right, because I'm just trying to understand what the situation is like on the streets right now. How are you able to go to the supermarket?
Honestly, like it was risky because you don't know when they will start shooting, bombing, and all that.
Right.
Because some people lost their lives while fetching the water near their house. So it was really risky, but we tried to choose the moment when we didn't hear any sound of missile strikes. So she just went to the supermarket and was lucky to make it in a safe way. But she was so scared to come out. I was also so scared. For all this time, I didn't come out till I from the house till I decided to leave my house and go to another country.
What did it feel like when you first stepped outside of your apartment to go to the train?
That was a day when they totally destroyed our Kharkiv administration
Right.
and started bombing whole center. I've heard those terrible sounds, but not for long because, again, I was lucky and fortunate, and I entered the train very fast, and we just started going. So yes, me personally, I didn't hear so much, but it was, even what I heard, it was scary.
Were the streets empty? Were there people on the street?
The people are still going, still running to the, I was again lucky because my house is very close to train station.
Right.
Some people had a big issue how to get to train station because if you don't have a car, you can't get that. No taxi wants to take you. Like, you have to pay. If on a normal day for this trip you'll pay, okay, in Ukrainian, like, okay, let's say like you'll pay maybe, no, maximum, let's say $8. That time you have, nobody will agree even for $150
Right.
just for little trip, you understand?
So are the taxis still operating?
I don't know about now, like that time they were driving sometimes, but crazy big amount and just few people. And compared to amount of the people want to leave, they're not enough. Some people have to, they couldn't travel for days because they can't find a car which will drop. Now I'm sure taxis don't work. I'm sure it's how they say, like, there are now like volunteers cars or buses who try to evacuate the people, to try to help them to get to the train station. Also, they try to bring food, water.
Yevheniia, I understand that your boyfriend has also left the Ukraine. Why, in your view, are people fleeing instead of fighting for their country?
I can say my boyfriend could leave the country only because he's a foreigner. He's not a citizen of Ukraine, so a resident of Ukraine. For example, my father or any Ukrainian man from 18 to 60 can't leave Ukraine.
Oh, really?
Like, they all will be in Ukraine, and whenever they mobilize, or how they call it, like they ask them to fight, they must go and fight. Yeah. So that's only the reason my boyfriend could leave Ukraine, because he's not
Right. No.
resident. Yeah.
And so your father and some of your friends are still in the Ukraine. How did it feel to leave them behind?
It, of course, like, my heart is bleeding and I'm not feeling okay. I'm so worried about my father as well, and my friends too. But I have to leave, because I have a child. And I left because also I could convince my mom to live with me, because to live alone will be really hard. It was also risky to enter the train because sometimes there is a shooting on the train. Like, the road is really tough.
Right. So my next question was actually going to be, what was your journey like and what did you see along the way?
It was like evacuation in Ukraine. That time I was leaving was still tough. I don't know about now, but also it's about how lucky you are, because my friend was also leaving the same day with me. And for example, me, I entered very bad train. Like, it was very old, very like I didn't have space where to sit normally. There was like in a very stuffy small room, like 5 people, and it, like, you have to sit for one day. But I was still lucky because some people could sit in the train for 3 days because it stops and doesn't go. But my friend, for example, she was lucky. She entered a good, comfortable, new type of train. Yeah, there were still so many people, but at least she could lie down sometimes with her child. I couldn't lie down.
And how did you get a ticket for the train? Is that something that you have to buy, or?
The tickets are for free for children. I mean, women with children are first to enter the train.
Okay.
So I have a child, it's easier for me. But for those who don't have a child, sometimes they can't stay for days before they enter the train. It's crazy because the crowd is too much. So I used the train from my city, Kharkiv, to Lviv, and it was kind of crazy. I had to take a rest for one day, and thank God there was one very nice woman. She's a volunteer from Lviv. She let us stay in her house for one day, and it was like she fed us, gave us like where to sleep. It was so nice. And after that, I went to cross the road, the border to Poland, and that trip was. I had to stay in the line for maybe 5 or 6 hours with the child on my hands. My hands were almost, I don't know, like pulling off because my child didn't want to walk. He wanted to be on my hands. The crowd was so much. Like, if not me being with the child, they wouldn't let me go in front. I would stay there maybe for 2 days. You can imagine the line, the size of the line. So when I entered the train, it looked like it's more comfortable, but still, because there were so many people, even though I was sitting, there were so many people that you can't breathe. And we were going for longer than it's supposed to be. And it was just not comfortable. Yeah, it's better than so many people, but still it felt like, okay. And they didn't allow us to go to the toilet because I don't know what happened. After 1 hour, toilet spoiled, and for 6 hours nobody could go to the toilet, and there were kids who wanted to go to the toilet. So it's really,
it definitely doesn't sound like something that should happen in 21st century. And what items did you bring with you? Did you bring food, clothes, things for your child?
I could take only few things, almost nothing with me. Like, I almost don't have clothes, maybe two shirts or 2 trousers, 1 shoe, 1 jacket, like nothing. Because me personally, I couldn't take big bags because I was scared, like I would just drop it somewhere because of no space, no strength. I have to hold my child every time. It's really not like a tourist trip. It's really tough. I could only take my laptop.
So Yevheniia, what are you going to do now? Do you have any idea what you and your child are going to do next?
I don't know. My plans now is to, first of all, to talk about myself first, to start feeling okay. I don't know how long it will take because my mental health is still not all right. Also, I'm so worried about my friends, about my father as well, because he's there and I don't know what to expect. If to talk how to build my life here, I don't know too. I just see how it will go. I hope I can find, I will have some opportunities, some job opportunities. I don't know. I also don't know, I don't know German language. I used to study it. If I knew, maybe I would have more opportunities, but I don't know for now. Maybe I will continue my photography job. I don't know, really, I don't know. For now, just trying to get used to new lifestyle. Is really totally new lifestyle compared to Ukrainian one.
Yevheniia, thank you for this conversation. I'm sure we'll talk again. You started a crowdfunding page. I will add the information in the caption below so people know how to find you and know how to support you. I wish you all the best.
Thank you. Thank you.